101盖起来以前，是没有人相信的。现在，全世界都信了。从零到101的推手。宏国集团。一甲子，3代人。101团队原班人马，再度全员到位。下一步，宏国要为台湾做更多。世界最高美国类白金级绿建筑，亚洲首栋 UL 室内空气品质认证建筑，台湾首栋美国官方认证 Fitwell 健康建筑。迎接大健康时代，宏国蓄势以待。用建筑的力量翻转台北。史上最大规模，开发面积等于1.5座101。2026即将撼动台北。从大稻埕走到大稻埕，无数新亮点，只为成就一个新起点。台北可以伟大一次，就能伟大第2次。宏国花7年盖一座101。花42年等来西区有感改变。双子星站前大道第1排，3分钟国门通家门，2100坪西区地网，都心大改造，一代传一代，情谊的所在。用心牵成所有美丽的将来。香港 PMG 钢石巨作，城中有城，大道纵横，做自己生活的主人。宏国大道城。
Okay, well, my name is Yvonne, and I'm third generation developer, the general manager of Hung Kuo Development corporation. I kind of joke about it, how I literally just do everything, sometimes making tea and coffee too. But yeah, so my primary role is to push forward sustainability in the company, but I also do development. I also help managing our headquarters. Well, the official reason was that Rob Watson, a very important guy in the movement of LEED, Rob Watson, who is one of the initial founding member of LEED, he gathered Siemens and SLNA, which is an interior design firm, and Siemens is the electronics and all that, the automation. They do our automation system as well. So they gang up to form a consulting team to help Taipei 101 become the green building. However, there's a little side story before that. I was studying for LEED. And as for my father, knowing that I'm not as studious, suddenly I'm studying all these things. I'm spending weekday, weekend studying, and I told him I was studying green building, and that is going to be the next thing. Then soon after that, I guess after I got my LEED AP, the consulting team approached him, and I guess that's why he truly understood what it meant, and it just went smoothly after. So I guess I would say I did play a little role in influencing that, at least make my dad understand what it means and what benefit it will take for the building to be green. So I'm just kind of glad to be a part of it, that's all. Well, we work together. I mean, Dad and I, we do talk about what I learned, what our viewpoint is in terms of real estate and, the future of the company, all of it. We do discuss these. And so I guess, having an open-minded dad and who's willing to understand what's coming next and wanting to improve is very lucky of me. We have recently formed a new team. We're called 5 to the 10th, which we want to bring new life to our old corporation. I guess it's sort of a new branding to let people understand this is our next thing, which is the green thing. And with 5 to the 10th, we have been working on, previously we have worked on a school. So my family owns a university. So we have a university. My grandmother's on the board of it. So as we built a new building, we did work on that building to turn that to be as sustainable as possible. So it's a culinary school in an apartment. As we know, the most energy wasting area in our home is actually your kitchen. So imagine a culinary school, that's probably 100 kitchen in there. So we try to minimize the water usage, the energy usage as much as possible and to make it as green as possible. So that worked out well. And then after that, we worked on our headquarters, which is the Hung Kuo building. I wouldn't say we started off trying to make a green building, but we wanted to make it as efficient as possible. So our headquarters has been there for 30 years. It's called the Hung Kuo building. It looks like Transformer. It looks like a Transformer. So people kind of call it the robot building or something. So the Transformer building has been there for the past 30 years, the landmark. It's quite iconic. It's also done by CY Lee, the same architect that did Taipei 101. With this headquarters being there for so long, our tenants were actually complaining about the temperature, a lot of fixtures, a lot of hardwares. So we thought, we should upgrade it. And it shouldn't, like the AC shouldn't be an issue. So we looked into it and understood that the AC system is not as efficient anymore. It doesn't, because it's so dated. So we've actually changed the entire unit from the fan coil to the heart of it, which is so the entire system changing took us a good 3 years to do so. But by doing that, we were able to reduce energy usage by 40%. Well, of course, that's like a big chunk of it, but we also did a lot of lighting fixture changes into LED. So that actually reduced energy by 40%. And we have also tried to solve the problem of PM 2.5, which is smog, what we all know. With that, basically helped our tenant, help increasing the benefit of our tenant workspace. Basically, we have a better working environment for our tenants, and people are quite happy about that. So going from there, we thought, why do we stop here? We've already spent so much money renewing this building. So why can't we just keep going? So we thought, why don't we try to achieve LEED, which is LEED for existing building. And it's a new version of LEED, which is pretty difficult. We actually didn't have the confidence of completing it, but we thought we might as well give it a try anyways. So we've also changed all the water fixture, we've changed the landscaping, which help us reduce water by another 40%, which is quite awesome, I thought, for an old building to achieve all that. We have also installed a 100-ton rainwater collection system to help reducing the water usage by a lot. So hopefully by next year we will be getting our award, and fingers crossed, we hope that we'll achieve a platinum, which is the highest level. So all we need to do is get our paperwork ready and have America give us our plaque. Hopefully in the next couple of months, we're gonna get our good news. Let's see if we could beat Taipei 101 score. It took us about 3 years to do LEED, but prior to that, it took us another 3 years to do the AC fix-up, so it will be 6 years in total. So LEED, L-E-E-D, is short for Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design. So this is American standard. A lot of people are asking what green building means, right? So in the entire world, there are probably, God knows, 20 different standard probably, or every country will have their own standard. I believe Malaysia has their own standard, Singapore has its own standard, China has its own standard, Taiwan, we also have our own standard, but the largest universal standard that everybody accepts is the American standard, which is called LEED, L-E-E-D. And so because it's a universal language, we want our building to be speaking the same language, because our tenants or our target audience, our target market, they're all in, I guess they're quite international. So we want our international corporation to understand what we are, and most MNCs know what LEED means. So that's why we pursue LEED. Okay, 5 to the 10th is basically our company brand. It's really a translation from English and from Chinese. So 5 to the 10th in Chinese, we call it 五感十足. So it's basically our 10 building standard that we wish to fulfill your 5 senses. We use 10 different building standards to fulfill your 5 senses to give you a good building. That's what we want to do. And so these 10 standards we extract from various international standards, including green building like LEED, including Fitwel standard, which is a healthy building standard. So in the world right now, people are concerned about the environment. People are also concerned about health. So we want to incorporate all these things and take international standards, since people have already studied it. They spent so much time trying to come up with this, but it's difficult for us to translate these standards to our consumer, which are regular home buyer. It's hard to say to explain that. So we extract into 10 things and put that into words that people can understand. So we have a website that translate what these 10 things are, which includes safety, which includes indoor air quality, includes energy saving, includes diversification, and I guess natural environment. You know, are you closer to the environment? We want it to be biophilic. We want to help inspiring people to be closer to the nature, or inviting nature. I think Singapore has done a great job. It would be nice, and I think it's also healthier for people to be closer to nature. And I believe that ever since the pandemic, people are seeking for more nature to be closer to them. They're bringing plants into their homes, you know, they are seeking for bigger outdoor space to live in, better indoor air quality because of the pandemic. But we have been doing this in the past few years, and I guess even prior to the pandemic. So surprisingly that because of the pandemic, people are even more acceptable to the concept that we're trying to explain. My grandmother influenced on me, and I believe the entire family. So when we come up with the brand 5 to the 10th, 5what we want to bring, we condense the brand into the word cherish is a way of sustainability. We don't want to use the word sustainability because it sounds like a new word. It sounds like something so flashy. But we want to remind people that if you just cherish what you have, cherish the material, cherish the land, cherish whatever you have, that really is sustainability. So instead of using something so fancy, you know, really it's just cherish. So that actually came down from grandma, I think. I mean, I have to say, you know, my concept of sustainability come from her as well. She does rainwater collection on her mansion rooftop to grow vegetables, and which I think is great because most people probably won't do that. But she doesn't waste anything. She tried to recycle as much as possible. She tried to reuse as much as possible. Is never wasteful at home. She always make everybody finish food. So, you know, my families are all pretty fat because we have too much food. Yeah, and no wasting. Yes, we have a couple residential buildings coming up. Actually, one is selling right now. We're on our phase 2 sale. The phase 1, we opened our door during pandemic, like when it really hit. We were really worried, but during pre-sale period, about 2 weeks time, we've sold out on all of our property. And so now we're on phase 2. That's in the heart of Taipei. And I also have another project in Yilan, which is outside of Taipei, about 40 minutes drive from the heart of the city, from CBD, which is very nice because it's in the middle of the rice paddy field. It's a 14-hectare redevelopment of our wood factory. And we hope to turn that into a sustainable community because Yilan is actually it's a more rural place, but the local government over there is also pushing sustainability, which actually can see the lifestyle of people there are slower, are healthier, a lot of organic food. You're also very close to the city, so I think that was probably the best place to be building a sustainable town, which we're going to be supplying about 1,000 units of residential. It's a mixed-use development, so we also have retail in there and a lot of parks. So it's like living in a park and low-density area. So I'm quite excited for that project to come together. Our first building is coming to second floor, and the rest of it, we're still working on the landscape, and we have a huge central park in the middle of it, which people love. And I could just imagine people walking their dogs every day, kids running around safely, riding their bikes, which is going to be a nice neighborhood to live in. From doing all these sustainability stuff, I guess I have something to share, is that you can't tell who your demographic is, which is kind of tough. But I think everybody, I believe in people, the kindness in people, and I believe there's always something kind in each individual. As long as it just depends on when do you trigger that, when do you actually trigger that goodness out of them, and when are they inspired to be sustainable, be more sustainable, to be more environmental friendly, to care about recycling, to care about what you buy, what you eat, to care about maybe your children's future. How can we make a difference to change that? And I guess it's all one step at a time. And from my industry, I guess as a developer, we're sort of this decision maker of the entire industry. When we make that decision, if we make that correct decision towards the right direction, then we're able to influence the rest of the industry, our contractors, and down to the buyer, hopefully, to educate them or inspire them to live in a better environment, better area, to care more about how much water they use, to care about what kind of environment their kids grow up in, and hopefully the next generation will be even better and better than I think that is our focus in leading sustainability in our industry. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.